lovers. I hope you are doing great and you are having a nice time. Yeah, I do, and I am having a great time. So, concerning the ongoing deportation going on, in America, in the US, now we all know that this deportation stuff is not happening just in America and yeah, it is not just because the President Trump got into power and all of that. We all know that this has been happening even in some European countries like Germany. They have been a sort of massive deportation going on in those countries. You have situation whereby they are saying they don't want immigrants. You have situations and scenarios where you see the natives of those countries are saying that these immigrants are taking you know their jobs away. I want to chip in my honest opinion in this whole stuff and all of that. I want to ask, what would developed countries do without immigrants? Yeah, I don't know if you understand my question. What would developed countries and America do without immigrants? How will they survive? I am just chipping in my honest opinion in this whole stuff because I don't think they can survive alone. Because when you look at the health sector, you look at the agricultural sector in the place of innovation, in the place of other valuable this even job creation, entrepreneurship. These areas are being covered and being filled up with the word immigrants. I am not in support of someone moving to someone country and you are not documented and you are not you're not in the system. I am not in support of that. But generally, we see scenario where some people are trying their best, even moving into those countries to integrate, to you know to do their best, or are not relying on social benefits and all of that, but at the end of the day they have still been deported. We have some instances where some people are even working, they are working, they are significantly working, and they are taking care of themselves. They are not relying on the government, on the social benefits and all of that, but at the end of the day they are still being deported. And also in some cases you see that they fill in these gaps that even the natives cannot fill in. And okay, for instance, someone live in your country for quite a long time. Why not decide on this person case early enough? If you don't want this person in your country, and let them go early enough. Just that, although you will not completely blame the government, I am not completely blaming the government of those countries, because some people, they have told them to leave but they are not leaving. But some people do not tell them to leave, they will stay like as far as like 5 6 years, and at the end of the day they will be deported. So I am asking, what will those developed countries look like without immigrants? Because obviously when you look at the significant sectors, it is what it is, the immigrant that is filling in these sectors. Let's look at agricultural sectors. This native of this countries, I don't think they are going to take up unskilled job, going to farms to harvest crops and all of that. When you go to these countries, when you go to America, when you go to some of these developed countries, you will see that it is the immigrant that is filling up these sectors, these agricultural sectors, going to farm, harvesting, which has contributed heavily to their what economy, and also to them having food and crops to eat. Not just the other day I saw a video where farmers in America, they were complaining that their crops are getting damaged, they are getting spoiled, which will lead to what skyrocketing of food price, because these workers are scared to come to work. Okay, they are scared to come to work because most of them are not documented, so they are scared that when they come to work, the ICE are going to control them and they will be deported. They are scared. So now, the natives that are chanting, the immigrants are taking our job, the immigrants are taking our job. I hope they'll be able to go to the farm now and take up this job and work. I am expecting them to now line up and take up these jobs and begin to do, because without those people, just imagine, just few days the crops are already getting damaged. That is to tell you that the immigrant has significant figure in these countries. Let's just be realistic. The truth is, if every immigrant decide to leave these developed countries, let me tell you the truth, I don't think the economy is going to survive. Please, this is just my honest truth, this is just my honest opinion. I just, because when you look at the health sector, it is most immigrants that are filling these gaps. When you look at the technological sector, it is what immigrants that are filling these gaps. Look, I am not in support of undocumented immigrants, but I am saying that of those sectors filled up with what immigrants. Even apart from that, most of these significant sectors that you see, like the Tesla, like the Google, like the Apple, these all those sectors were created. All these major companies were created by what immigrants and their descendants. When you look deep, when you check deep, you will see that these companies were created by what immigrants and their what descendants. We have only but few that were created by the natives. When you go to the health sector, it is filled up with what immigrants. So tell me, that's why I asked this question when I started. How would these developed countries survive without immigrants? Because obviously, let's take for instance my country, Nigeria. Most of the doctors, they are fleeing away from Nigeria, which is leading to this country not even having significant or having good health sector. They are fleeing up to other countries to work. These are healthcare and doctors, from this place, from this nation, but you're fleeing to other countries to work. So if all those people decide to, like, okay, we are leaving your country, what will happen? What will happen? So that's why I say they feel the major, the labor force and industry supports. These immigrants are the one that fill in these gaps. That's why I am saying that. What would they do? So look at the health sector. Like I said before, in the health sector, you know workers, it is the immigrant that fill in these sectors and all of that. So without immigrant workers, many industry would struggle to meet demands. Many sectors, they are going to struggle to meet demands, because obviously most of all those sectors are being filled up. Okay, someone will come now and begin to throw me that they'll bring robots, but you cannot compare robots to the human level. That is the truth. That is the truth. Okay, even the robots we are chanting they will bring. The person that is innovating this man, when you look at his roots, he is from Africa. Elon Musk. Let's look at his roots vividly. Where is he from? He's an African person. Yeah. So that's why I told you that most of all this, sectors you're seeing, they are being filled up by immigrants. The truth is that the developed countries cannot do without the immigrants. We've got the intellect, we are smart and all of that. Please, I am not saying that others are not smart. I am just giving in my honest opinion. So imagine few days that these farmers, these workers, these unskilled laborers, they didn't go to work and all of that. They are already saying that the crops, the farmers, owners of those farmlands, they are beginning to complain. They are beginning to complain that their crops, their crops are getting damaged because people have refused to come to work. That is to tell you that this immigrant filled significant gaps, labor gaps in these developed countries. Okay, they fill in these gaps in these countries. I've already said it. Even the construction companies, Even in the construction companies, many people, lot and lot of people are tripping in into this country from Africa. People who have the skilled labor, people who have the handwork, the electricians, the welders, they are chipping in to work in these countries. What happens if they just come up to say we are no longer working? So creation of what job? Let's look at and the food aspects and all of that. The food aspect. What is American cuisine without?